Hello. In this presentation, we will be discussing the negotiations between Taylor Swift and Spotify. The premise of the negotiation was Taylor Swift wanted her songs to only be available on the paid tier of Spotify subscriptions. This was to ensure she was being paid proper royalties, as the royalties paid from free subscribers of Spotify was low. The position of Spotify was to get Swift back on their platform in both the free and paid subscriptions. This would mean maximum profits for Spotify. Swift's position was getting her music solely on the paid platform due to the higher royalty rates paid out with a paid subscription. The interest of Spotify is that their free subscriptions still pay out royalties, and often lead users to moving to their paid subscriptions. CEO Daniel Ek claims 80% of their subscribers started as free users. Swift's identified position is that the payout for the free platform is too low and does not fairly pay the artists what they deserve. A major underlying interest in Swift's argument was not only to fight for her own royalties, but also for the creators who may not have as strong of a platform as she does. One of the strongest parts of Swift's negotiation during this process was her strong BATNA. Swift was already on other platforms such as Apple Music after a public negotiation with Apple on not paying royalties for free trials on their platform. In addition, Swift has a strong fan base who will change where they listen to music solely for her. Finally, Swift's stable financials. As this happened during the release of her album 1989, she was making enough money to not need her music on Spotify, leaving her able to be unwavering on her stance. In addition to Swift's BATNA, there was a potential for mutual gain on both parties' behalf. For Spotify, they would gain Swift's most devoted followers, potentially pulling customers from other platforms, such as Apple Music. They also did not want other artists to follow suit of Taylor and leave their platform due to the difference in payout from other subscriptions. Swift would be able to gain another form of revenue, if done correctly, and potentially get new fans from users of Spotify. The third concept that played a role in these negotiations was industry standards and previous negotiations. As stated, Swift had already had a deal with Apple Music and won. She was able to use this form of negotiation to strengthen her stance. In 2015, Swift threatened pulling her album from Apple Music on her personal Tumblr if they did not pay royalties for the first 3 months of a free trial, where fans would be getting music essentially for free. Apple responded quickly to pay out these royalties, avoiding a big debate. Using what Spotify's closest competitor, Apple Music, was already doing, Swift was able to strengthen her argument. Things that went well in this negotiation was Swift's strong stance. She came in with all of the information and power needed to get what she wanted. This left very little room for Spotify to give any other result. Swift came in with a commander communication style, while Spotify came in with an inspirer communication style. On the other side of this, something that didn't go well from Spotify's perspective was an attempt to force Swift into releasing her music through social media. During negotiations, Spotify attempted to appeal to her fans by proclaiming their love for her on Twitter and encouraging fans to spam her about how much they wanted her back on Spotify. This was met with much backlash of proclaimed Swifties seeing through this campaign. This Twitter attempt was met with more backlash than it was positivity because it showed those who were following this closely that they did not care about what the heart of this negotiation was about. It was about the money for the company. In the end, an agreement was reached that Swift's music would be available on both free platforms and paid platforms, but that Spotify would be paying higher royalties for both of these tiers. This would help not only Swift to get fair payment for her work, but all artists with music on Spotify. Swift has been outspoken about her fight to get what's fair for not only herself, but artists who do not have as loud of a voice and platform as herself. This relationship has already proven its worth in years after, with negotiations in a new label for Swift to get payout for labels and artists, including some making profits non-recoupable, which had previously been an issue with labels and Spotify. Thank you for watching. Overall, this negotiation was successful because of Swift's strong stance and Spotify's willingness to work with her and her label. This set a precedence for future artists and is better for the industry as a whole as we move more and more into a streaming world.